Are you a distracted soldier? Let's look at it as we recap yesterday's sermon and bring it into application for everyday life. Jim preached on 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3 to 5, which I'm going to read to you. Share in suffering as a good soldier of Christ Jesus. No soldier gets entangled in civilian pursuits, since his aim is to please the one who enlisted him. An athlete is not crowned unless he competes according to the rules. It is the hardworking farmer who ought to have the first share of the crops. Think of these things over what I say, for the Lord will give you understanding in everything. So basically, Paul here writes to Timothy and just gives him 3 pictures and says, just think about them. You're going to get the right thing. He gives clue though. He talks about, well, the farmer reaps, right? That takes time. So there's a picture of patience and endurance. The athlete trains for a competition. There's a picture of discipline and of devotion. That's part of the Christian life. Now, what's the soldier's picture is 2 things. First of all, sharing suffering. Soldiers are people who together endure things because they have a common goal. That's the first thing that comes out. I wasn't a soldier for a long time, but those times when you suffer together, it bonds you together. And if you manage to, even in the suffering, hold the goal in view and do what you're called to do, then you're winning. Secondly, no soldier gets entangled in civilian pursuits. Now, what's a civilian pursuit? Well, imagine as a soldier, you're called to, watch over an embassy. That would be a typical Swiss soldier's task. And you're standing there and you're watching over an embassy of a foreign country. You're providing the protection over that embassy. Now, if you take out your phone and you start to text your girlfriend or somebody else or, start to scroll, you're missing your job, right? You are entangled in a civilian pursuit. So as a soldier, you have a clear devotional task. You have a calling. And so Paul basically says, as a Christian, suffering is part of it, but also the clear focus and obedience of a soldier that says, you know what, I'm going to take out my phone afterwards. Or, you know what, I'm going to do that afterwards. I'm going to do that here and there, but not here. And here is my task. Discipline is in your heart of hearts, having an obedience that has predetermined, that is going to say yes to whatever task they are going to receive. That's what we want from soldiers. The picture of a soldier is not so much a creative one, right? Creativity has to do with, like, let's figure out whatever, that person meant. A soldier has to recap sometimes word for word what has been said to him and then do it. Now, I don't think that has to do with church life. Like if church leader tells you to do it, like, yes, sir, that's not what I think, but it's between you and God. God tells you to do something. Do it, even if you have to suffer. Why? Because you're a soldier. You're in the army of God. And if you've been distracted lately, my message is very simple. Just go back to your task. Go back to what you're called to do. Do what's necessary. A soldier does what's necessary, not what's pleasant, not what's, just most rewarding right now. He just does what is on the list. And that, I think, is a secret of successful Christian life. Because if you do what's necessary, everything else will fall into place as well. All right. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful week.